Hello, lovelies. My name is Martina, and if this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. If this is not, welcome back. So today I'm doing a regular weekly reading vlog because I love doing reading vlogs. That's why I'm doing this, because I don't know, I just love videoing my journey, reading and updating as I go, because otherwise I hate doing book reviews. So I do better just updating as I read. You probably hear a kitten in the background, but that's because I adopted a new kitten and she is very meowy. So yeah, she likes to meow a lot and she likes to play a lot and like to be next to me, which is good because I love her and I want her to be close with me. So obviously I love that she likes rubs and like being near me. She's by my feet right now. I'm rubbing her. So let's get into the gist of what I want to read this week. First up, I want to read The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. I have no idea what this book is about, but a lot of people have been reading it this month because obviously it's a holiday themed book and it's described as like Knives Out. I did love Knives Out, the movie. So I'm excited to see what this one is about and hopefully I love it. Then I want to read the short story The Wood at Midwinter by Susanna Clark. And lastly, I want to read Legendary by Stephanie Garber. I read Caraval in November and I loved it, so I want to continue the series and hopefully I enjoy Legendary just as much as I enjoyed Caraval, hopefully more, and it could be a 5-star because Caraval was a 4.5 star for me. Caraval was very fun to read. I'm excited about my TBR, really excited. I might be watching some Christmas themed movies as well this week, so not only reading, and then I need to do my puzzle piece. I've been lacking. I haven't picked that piece up back since the last video when I started. So I need to go do some pieces. This cat is running around. I need to go start on that one for sure. But first, I just did a book haul, so I have to put these books back on my TBR card and on my shelf. So yeah, doing that first. And I'm going to read The Wood at Midwinter first because it's the shortest one so that I can go on and read The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. So yeah, let's start off this reading week. Just a quick second update. I got this nice little pillow. It's so comfy and cute. I started reading The Wood at Midwinter right now, and I'm just cuddling up with this, with my kitten, my baby, and just reading. I feel so cozy, so cozy. So yeah, getting back into this now. It's very short, so I'm gonna finish in like less than 30 minutes. So reading update time. just finished reading The Wooded Midwinter, and it was pretty short, very short. Most of the pages at the end was just Susanna Clark talking about why she wrote The Wooded Midwinter and where she got her ideas from for it. It reminded me when I was younger and reading those illustrated children's book. That's what it reminded me of. I really like the illustrations in here, and the story itself was very mysterious and dreary. And I understand where she was going with it, but I don't think I want to give it any rating. I don't feel like giving it a rating because the moment I started, it felt like the same moment I finished it because it was so quick. It was just over just like that. It was just nice to read, but I don't have much thoughts on it. Is basically what I'm saying. So yeah, I guess I finished it, and it's a beautiful story. I think I want to read it to my son when he's older and can understand like storylines and stuff like that because I want him to be a reader in the future. And reading to your kids definitely helps with them becoming a reader in the future. Like maybe they decide they don't want to be a reader, but it definitely gives it put the idea in their head that books exist and they have beautiful stories. So I am gonna keep this one to read to him for like a bedtime story when he's a bit older, like maybe when he's two. Yeah, when he's like 2 years old. This is one of the books I'm gonna be keeping to read to him. And now I'm gonna be moving on to reading The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. I'm excited for this one. Honestly, the excitement is really there for it because I am going in blind, but seeing the reviews that people have on it and stuff, it just sounds so fun. And I want a fun book because I can't find a really good fantasy to read that's similar to Spin and Silvered, and I really want a good fantasy, but I don't know. I'm hoping Legendary is a great one, but Legendary isn't really supremely fantasy. I would call Legendary kind of one of those light fantasy. I want like a high fantasy. I don't really see any high fantasy that I own on my TBR that has like that nice winter vibe to it that I want. So Legendary is what I'm going to read for my fantasy book this week, but The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year is contemporary, and I'm hoping I enjoy it. So yeah, gonna start it now. Hey, start eating my book, boy. Oh my goodness. You want to eat my book? Hi. Good morning. I know I'm in the same sweater, but I promise it's Wednesday now, so it's been a few days since I last did any reading updates. I still haven't finished The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, but I am currently reading it. I'm at the part where the author in this book has disappeared. So her name is Eleanor. Was it Ashley? I think Eleanor Ashley. She's like 81 years old. She is the main girl's favorite author, but not the guy. The guy actually didn't know about her, which the girl's like, "Oh my goodness, you don't know her? That's my idol." Like that's her favorite author. But the best part is that her favorite author says that she, the main character, is one of her favorite authors. So they both admire each other, which is great, and she cannot believe that her idolizes her, which is a dream come true. Honestly, if I ever become a writer, cross my fingers I do in the future, and my favorite authors ever said that about me, I'll be so happy. I'll be so ecstatic. So I understand her feelings. But anyways, the most wonderful crime of the year is very much on the humorous side so far. I'm liking it a whole lot. It's kind of sweet how the guy interacts with the MC, the main girl. So I'm enjoying it so far. I don't really have much thoughts into it because I'm only 80 pages in. Only 80 pages. I'm telling you, I've barely touched this book because I've mainly been working on my puzzle piece. That's why I'm right here right now. I'm by the table just working on the puzzle piece because I don't know. I've been just feeling very tired, and I guess it's the winter feeling. Most people do say that winter make them feel very tired. So I've been feeling very tired and lazy, not really up to do much. So even my reading, I take it slower. I just read here and there. I don't just sit down and binge read. But I think today I'm gonna get a good chunk of the way through this one, maybe the halfway mark, and see how it goes. Because this type of book, I believe, is better to read it in like 1 to 3 sittings because it's a very fast paced and short book. So reading it too slowly could dwindle your enjoyment of it for sure. I've had that experience before where I'm reading a less than 300 page book very slowly, and that kind of ruins my enjoyment of it because I took it in too slowly and then I forgot parts. So when I continued reading it, I just didn't remember anything. So I don't want that to happen with this one. I did start this one, I would say yesterday, Tuesday. So this is just day 2 of me reading it. I didn't actually start it on Sunday. Sunday I read like the interview part, and then I didn't continue reading it from there on. So I was just watching shows and stuff like that after that on Sunday. So yeah, the plan today is to read further, maybe update on my thoughts later on and see. But I don't know. I'm just feeling very tired, I guess. You want rubs? I update time. It's a little bit later. I did read more than halfway of The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. So now I'm currently on page 205, chapter 50. I would say for a novel that is focused on this mystery, I'm not really that invested in the mystery, to be honest. And the mystery is it's kind of light work. Like it's not a big deal to me. I feel like it's gonna be solved easily. And I'm guessing it's gonna be solved easy basically because I haven't finished the book yet. But I feel like this book is very character based. So if you don't like the characters, you wouldn't really be invested in it as much. But I do like the two MCs. I like Maggie a whole lot, especially. I like her personality. But I feel like this is one like the third book I read recently where the female main character, her best friend, like stole her man. I don't know. And I'm like, okay, I'm tired of this trope. Why is it always your best friend took your man? Like, what's going on? So that's one of the case in this book. And I'm just focused on that because this is the literally the third book I read with that happening. Let me put Miss C down. It's literally the third book I read with that happening, and I'm just noticing it because third book back to back, same thing. But yeah, not so unique. I honestly don't know what's the hype around it. I feel like it's gonna be like in the 3-star range for me. So I'm gonna finish it and see if anything, if there's like a big twist and turn in here that goes on. But for me, it's like a very basic mystery where you have a bunch of characters put together in this one mansion, and one character went missing. But the fact that they're looking for this one character and discovering like these clues along the way, it just feels so easy. So I'm just reading it and like, okay, nothing unique is happening. I don't know. It's just nothing unique happening. So I'm just meh about it so far. But I have been listening to it while I do my puzzle piece. I guess it's a great book to listen to. I did read majority of the beginning part like without audio, so I wouldn't say my opinion changed based on the audio or reading it physically. It felt the same way, both format of reading it. So that's my thoughts so far. So it's Thursday now, and I started reading Legendary Sequel to Caraval. So I'm 65 pages in, not that many pages, but I'm actually enjoying it, so that's a good thing. I did finish The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year this morning. I finished the last, I think, say 30 pages because I was reading it yesterday and up till last night, but I had to go to bed, so I didn't finish reading it until this morning. And I would say I gave it 3.25 star, was it? No, 3.5 stars. Yeah. It was more on the rom-com side. For some reason, I thought it was going to be a great mixture of rom-com and mystery, but it honestly was more focused on the two main characters and kind of their romance. So I wasn't as invested in that because I was really there for some humor, a little bit of romance, and a lot of mystery. And the mystery was very basic, so that's why I didn't enjoy it as much as I'd hope. So it was just a solid 3.5 star for me. Like, I did enjoy it for what it was, but I wanted a bit more with the mystery part. I wanted the mystery to be a bit more intriguing, and it was just very basic. It felt like one of those. It it read like a Hallmark movie that had mystery in it, and they really didn't care about the mystery. That's what it read like. And I felt the ending too. I guess it was trying to be ambiguous, but it felt lazy to me, the ending, like for the revelations and stuff. I didn't really like it. So I gave it 3.5 stars. It wasn't like the greatest read or anything. And now I'm reading Legendary and I'm enjoying it a whole lot so far. We're focusing on Donatella, Scarlett's younger sister. If you don't know, Caraval focused on Scarlett and her sister Donatella. And in this book, now we're following Donatella, and she is also joining in the Caraval games, the second round of Caraval games, which is unusual. Usually, Caraval games don't happen so quick, but this one is happening within a week of the original game that happened 1 week ago. So it is intriguing so far as to why there is a second Caraval game so soon, when usually it takes decades for Legend to do his games. And Donatella, her goal in this book is to find out Legend's real name, his true name, because she really needs it to help her with some other thing that she has to take care of. And yeah, that's the gist of it so far. I'm not going to say too much because it kind of will spoil what happens in Caraval and all that. So I'm just going to read it, maybe do some updates here and there if I have anything to say on how it's making me feel. But that's just how it is so far. So this is a bit of a last and final reading update. I haven't finished Legendary, which is expected. I knew I was going to finish this very long fantasy book this week since it took me so long to just read The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, which I have right here. I did finalize my reading on it and it is a 3.5 stars, so for sure. I was thinking about it afterwards and I'm like, yeah, it really was just an okay read for me, so I didn't think I need to change my rating that I gave it. I was thinking about it still because I do tend to change my rating after a while of sitting on the book that I read and just whether or not it comes back in my mind and what my feelings are on it. And basically, still was just okay. And I still have been seeing like these great reviews on it. I'm like, I didn't, I didn't get that feeling. You know, that one book where everyone's like raving about it, and you're just like, it was okay. It was okay. I don't know, maybe it's me, but it was just okay. And you just feel so left out. That's me with this book. But it's a really beautiful book. I like the cover a whole lot. That's why I got a physical copy of it because it's so pretty. It's like it gives a definite holiday vibe to it. So I really like how it looks, especially with the I forgot what this art style is called, but usually you see this type of art style when it's like a historical book, like a historical romance or something, will have this type of style on it. That's why I really like the cover. I think I'm going to display it actually. It's pretty. But otherwise, I really didn't care for it that much. It was like, okay. But I am loving Legendary, especially when Jax came up. If you know, you know, Jax. Obviously, I was immediately invested once he came up in this book because when my last update on it, he didn't appear yet. So I already know a lot about Jax because I read Once Upon a Broken Heart before I read Caraval. So I know you were supposed to read this one first and then read that after. So I kind of have an inkling of what could happen in here, but at the same time, I don't because the characters in here were not really in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series, so I don't really know their outcome. But I am enjoying it a whole lot. I don't want to read it too fast. I did start it. When did I start this? Thursday? Yeah. I started Thursday. I got to the 40% mark yesterday on Friday and haven't picked it up yet today, but I'm gonna be taking my hair out, like taking it down and washing my hair. So today's a hair day. So I don't know if I'm gonna really have time to sit and read. And I have other things that I want to do that isn't book related today. So I don't know if I'm going to continue reading. That's why I thought best to just wrap this vlog up today and finish it off. I do really want to pick up Daughter of the Moon Goddess as well. So I might be doing like a double read where reading two fantasy books at the same time, which I don't usually do. But I feel like I'm going to do that because this is on my December TBR. December is finishing. And I actually do want to read this because I want to read Immortal. Is it called Immortal? Yeah, it's called Immortal. It's like in the same world as Daughter of the Moon Goddess. And it's by Su Tang, obviously. So it's her new release coming out in January. I actually did get the arc of it, an ebook arc I got. And so I want to read this so that I can read it in January before its release, basically. That's the plan. I'm really interested in Immortal. I don't know. I like the synopsis a whole lot. And I just have these vibes that I know I love, like these tropes. Well, I'm assuming the tropes are going to be in there based on the synopsis. But yeah, I'm excited to read Immortal. And I also feel so bad that I've had this book on my TBR for years. So I want to just get it off. Like I've been trying this year and last year to read physical books I've had on my TBR for years. I've been trying to like knock them out already. And I have been building some other new ones on my shelf that's been here for years now. I think the Inheriting Games is one that 2 years, going into 3 next year. So, but I think I'm going to unhaul that one. I really don't think I want to read it. Like this one, I knew I wanted to read eventually. Just that mood reading, you know, with mood reading, it's just very difficult. You don't know what you want to read when you want to read them. So you just collect books, and if that feeling comes up, oh, lucky that book, you know? Yeah. So let me get off this tangent. Basically, I'm ending this vlog here. So thank you all so much for watching this reading vlog. And maybe I'll be doing the next one this month. I'm pretty sure not. Pretty sure not. But we'll see. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next videos.